Having just wrapped up the alcohol and lucid dreaming topic, what about smoking weed and having a lucid dreaming practice, and what are some of the effects it could have on it? So overall, it's a huge negative. If you want to take your dreaming practice seriously, you really probably should try cut out as much burning as you can. Now, there are some kind of benefits to it as well, but at least for me personally, they get really heavily outweighed by the negative aspects of it. And so we'll start off with the negative aspects of it first. So I know, at least for me, now this might not be for everybody, but it kills my dream recall in a very noticeable, major way. The kind of funny thing is, it seems to be a little bit opposite to what it does to me in waking life, right? Where if I go a long period of time without burning, particularly if I've at the same time, really into my dream practice, journaling a lot and keeping track of all my dreams every night, is if I just have a one-off day where I smoke, it doesn't seem to have as much of a negative effect on my dream recall. But once I start stringing like days together of smoking every day, then my dream recall really just fucking basically disappears. However, in waking life, it's the opposite. So if I go a long time without burning, then one day I decide to smoke, is that first one or two times, probably because of the paranoia that tends to kick in on me if I don't do it like every day, is it kills my memory while I'm awake. However, if I start burning like every day, then I seem to get more accustomed to it. I don't get the paranoia that can come along with it sometimes, and then my memory is a lot better in waking life. So it seems to be a little bit backwards there, which is kind of interesting. The other negative effect that it can have on it is it does lessen your time in REM. Now, I've definitely seen studies that mention it. I don't know if it ever says by how much, but nonetheless, it is a very documented fact of it that it does lessen your time in REM. And then when it comes to the positive aspects of it, one I kind of just hinted to, if it causes you to sleep longer, like if you smoke, you can just sleep for like 8 or 9 hours. That I would imagine is probably a benefit because, if you smoked like 8 or 9 hours ago, or probably even more than, unless you smoke like directly before bed or something like that, it's probably mostly out of your system to where, even if you had a little bit less REM earlier on in the night, by the time you get to hour 7, 8, 9, I'm still would imagine you're spending a big chunk of that time in REM. So, you could have a longer, more stable dream. But then the other benefit, and this is probably the bigger benefit of it, is smoking weed can really boost your hypnagogic, the hypnagogic state, right? It can really bring it on quicker, make things a lot more visual. Like the only time I've ever noticed weed to be actually have like its hallucinogenic effects on it, right? Which is always mentioned in literature, but like for a long time I was like, man, I've been smoking a lot and I've never like started seeing shit with my eyes open. But if you close your eyes and you burn in and you sit there and you start to get into this close into the hypnagogic stage 1 area, it can really set things off, or at least it does for me. So, if you were prioritizing hypnagogic work, maybe it might make sense to start introducing THC into that. Now, of course, there could be another kind of potential roadblock there, as you can start to feel like you're dependent on it and you don't want to ever get to that point. But it can certainly help with hypnagogic work. If it causes you to sleep for, a longer time, not like 6 hours, I'm talking like 7, 8, or 9 hours, that could be a benefit. But really, the negative effects that it has on your dream recall is no joke, and really fuck shit up.